Communications Supervisor, and we have Hank Salemi, our Park President, Damian Nelson, Damian Nelson, our Director of Park Operations, Mike Foley back there, who is our Operations Manager. We've got Ed Kadich, Rides Supervisor, Liz Neiman, Rides Supervisor, and Alex Johnson, Rides Supervisor. We have Kelly Brown, our Executive Assistant. So without further ado, I'm just going to hand it over to Hank, and he'll give you some info.
Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? Good. Wow, that's really weak. Come on, you guys. How's everybody doing? You can't let me, the host park, and have that kind of welcome. So thank you so much. Thanks for coming today. Thanks for hearing us out about what we have going on in 2014. We're excited. It's going to be a great year at Six Flags Great America. For those of you who are here and know us well, some of this will be a little bit repetitive. Others who are visiting from out of town, maybe you don't know quite as much about our park. But I wanted to start off and talk a little bit about us. And I think you're driving down there. Oh, thank you, Randy. So just a little bit about us and our property overview. As you know, we're part of Six Flags Entertainment Corporation. About $1.1 billion in revenue, 18 parks across North America, all of the United States, except for our park in Montreal and our park in Mexico City. We are on about 300 acres, and it's split up equally about 100 and 100 and 100 for parking, for administrative and backstage areas, as well as the theme and water park itself. About 150 full-time employees. This group, we all work year-round at Six Flags Great America, but we also hire about 4,200 seasonal employees. I tell people, when I first started at Six Flags Great America years ago, I won't bore you with how long, because it'll just date me a little bit, but when we started, it was before the water park opened, so we hired a few less people at Six Flags Great America, but we would take about 6,500, 7,000 applications for that 4,000, 3,800 that we used to hire at that time. And just to put it in perspective of what I think a great job our HR department has done, as well as the economy a little bit, last year we had over 23,000 people apply for those positions. Put you in perspective, we've become a great place to work and a really fun place to work in Lake County. We're the largest minimum wage employer in the state of Illinois. We're also the largest teen employer in the state of Illinois. Just a couple of little random facts from our hiring perspective. Hurricane Harbor opened in 2005 and added another 20 acres to our usable property. Currently has 30 rides and attractions, and then we opened and expanded with Riptide Bay in 2011. I'm sure you guys remember that. Something new that you may have experienced this fall, we did it for about 3 weekends this fall, is our biometric entry process. Who's a season pass holder at Six Flags Park? Most of you. Well, if you come to our park, and Dallas is our park, Six Flags Over Texas, and Arlington, Texas, has already implemented this, as well as San Antonio, our park in Fiesta, Texas there. And we are just now the third park in the system to implement a biometrics entry system. What biometrics means is basically a fingerprint entry system. No more grainy pictures, and best yet, no more season pass processing lines. You'll be able to enter with your fingerprint over and over and over. You won't have to stand in line, get your picture taken, and so on and so forth. It'll also allow the season pass coupon book to be right on the season pass. So you won't have to remember to bring your coupon book for the discounts and other things that are there. You can just go right up to the restaurant location or retail location, whatever you're taking advantage of. Bring a friend free. It'll scan automatically and electronically shred once you've used that coupon and benefit. And you can find out what's on there through a flyer or online and so on and so forth. So it's really, really good. It can give you a picture of what needs to be done. You put your fingerprint right on that black keypad, and it shows our ticket takers if you're eligible for entry. I'm going to talk a little bit more about what's going on. Some of these you've seen before. I hope you've come for our Fort Fest event the last couple of years. I truly think it's the best fireworks show in the northern suburbs of Illinois, and it's really a tremendous event with bands, different foods, and everything else we do for Fort Fest. And it has worked so well for us, we're opening a couple of more different festivals. Our Labor Day festival over Labor Day, over Memorial Day weekend, our first ever Coaster Fest, which we're working on right now, what it's going to mean and what it's going to do. But we think it's going to be the most exciting coaster festival in the world. And it's building on what we do well, and that's thrill rides, and building on what I think is going to be a tremendous event. You'll see some additional shows. Reflections will be back in the Grand Music Hall this year. I will tell you. Oh, good. Thank you, Ron. Appreciate that. So we are excited to bring Reflections back this year. I will tell you, we will have a different closing parade and nighttime event. Ignite, as it existed last year, will not be back, but we will have a different parade and nighttime event. Next, some of our different new food offerings that you're going to see next year. We have definitely tried to be more expansive and offer new offerings and some more healthy options as well. We hear that from our fans. Turkey burgers, tacos, Greek yogurt, some pretzel bun offerings. So you'll see that at different places around the park. And the most exciting thing we may have going next year is the year of 666. Our Fright Fest event is going to be 6 weeks next year instead of 5. It is going to be 6 haunted houses, and we'll have 6 fantastic live shows. So the year of 666, you'll see an all-new Fright Fest again this year. It continues to grow and grow and grow. You saw us expand out into Hurricane Harbor. Last year, if you saw our Fright Fest event, really for the first time in a major way, you're going to see that expansion continue and build. So we can really manage the capacity as what it has become a big-time event for us. So, thank you. Our marketing team appreciates that. I heard great marketing was a comment from the crowd. So, that's really it for 2014. I think it's going to be a terrific year. Does anybody have any questions?
I think you might have forgotten. You might have forgotten something.
Oh!
Perhaps.
Right.
Are you going to put it back on? No.
That was my last voice, I'm sorry. Silent was really
Guys, thank you for that. I got to tell you, I have a long history in the theme park industry. I've never been quite as excited about a thrill ride as I am, and just proud to be the park president when we're building a ride like this. I will tell you this, we've built some great rides since I've been at Six Flags Great America, Raging Bull, and X-Flight. But I got to tell you, I think this is going to be the biggest and best addition in the history of Six Flags Great America. I saw a few of you raise your hand when they asked if you had ridden Outlaw Run, which is a tremendous coaster. I think it's going to blow it away. And I think we are going to have a hit on our hands. I think you guys are going to love it. I think it's also going to be a ride that all of our guests can enjoy. Young kids and just people who are casual fans will want to come out and ride this coaster. We're excited about it. And it's really great. I mean, I think you know a lot of the attributes, but it is going to have the world's tallest drop at 180 feet, the world's steepest drop at 85 degrees, the world's fastest wooden coaster at 72 miles an hour, and then 2 inversions as well that you saw in some of the animations. So this will give you a little bit of perspective of what it is. The station is going to be an expanded Iron Wolf station, if you're familiar with our park. You're going to load, you're going to queue and load basically in the same place that you did for Iron Wolf. The trains for Goliath are bigger than the Iron Wolf trains, so that station will actually expand and obviously get remodeled as well. So we're not knocking it down and building a new one. We're utilizing the assets that are there already. And I think you'll find that is going to be very high capacity as well. They're seeing that in Outlaw Run, and I think you're going to see that on Goliath as well. We're expecting to get close to 1,000 an hour on this ride, which will push it through very, very quickly. And I think it's going to make for a great rider and guest experience for the ride. So there are a few things that nobody else has seen going on here. So you might want to come up here. Some of the station queue, or the queue area and the station house as it's going to look when it's themed. The portal for the start of the ride. I think some of you may have seen some of the stuff that was on social media. We unveiled the train at IAPA in November. I don't know if any of you were there to see it live, but that's some of the pictures. That's some of the Rocky Mountain folks that were with me there, and that's what the train's going to look like. It's going to be a tremendous looking train. And, you know, I think there's some construction photos that we're actually... Oh, do we do construction photos? Next. I will say, around Goliath, you're going to see a few things as well. You're going to see Thrill Seekers, which is a brand new retail shop that we're just figuring out what the exact location for Thrill Seekers is going to be. But it's going to be the new retail shop with Goliath merchandise and t-shirts, hats, all the stuff associated with the ride. And then, you know, in culinary services, our food service operation, you'll see the Wolf's Den, which is a snack shop that sits there, the stage also going away, all that area cleared out for some new food service opportunities as well. So, as of yesterday, the 17th, here's a little bit about what the area looks like right now.
Is that one of those little drone things that flies around?
It is. Dwayne from rollercoasterdatabase.com actually did some of this for us yesterday. Tremendous. Thank you, Dwayne. Here's some more photos. We have a live webcam. You didn't know this at sixflags.com. There is a live webcam where you can keep up with us, and it's actually attached to V2. Yankee Clipper. It's attached to Yankee Clipper, so you can get some aerial shots. I will tell you, it's been a rough winter. If you guys are from Chicago, you know that. But here's the good news. The company, Rocky Mountain Coasters, is building this coaster that is not from Florida. They're from Idaho. So that helps us out a good bit. They're willing to get out there in some of these extreme temperatures and snow. So it's coming along great. It's coming along great. And you're going to see more and more of the wood starting to stand up now. We'll top it off sometime here in the next few weeks. And I think you'll see it really be coming together as a great ride. Wanted to give you a little bit of perspective of what's going on this year at Six Flags Great America. Our plan right now is to open Memorial Day weekend, and we are still on track to open Memorial Day weekend. And some exciting things associated with that. Before I get there, on 5/17 for the first time in years and years, we are doing a grad night event, copying one that is done at our park in California, Six Flags Magic Mountain, for graduating seniors and prom folks, and it's going to be a big event, first time we've done it in a long, long time. I talked about our Coaster Fest event on the weekend of Memorial Day weekend for the opening of Goliath, and thank you guys for handing out these envelopes. There's something else we're doing this year for the first time that I think you'll find exciting. And for being here today, and only for being here today, we want to invite you to an event that's going to be a ticketed event. Your season pass is not going to be valid for it, but we are actually doing a Midnight Madness event on the Thursday night before Memorial Day weekend. And that Midnight Madness event is going to be an exclusive opening after our meet today for ticketed guests who come and ride Goliath in the flag. And what they're handing out to you is your golden ticket to come and ride Goliath before anybody else can ride it, just because you're here today. Envelopes, by the way.
Where's my wallet?
I will say this, hang on to those. If you don't have those. So I know it's a long time to put them away and have them stored, but that is your golden ticket to ride Goliath. Anybody else?
I realize it's Friday, it's actually going to be
So congratulations everybody for being among our first riders on Goliath when we opened the spring. Thank you for doing that. I do want to open up. The reason I have all of these folks here wasn't just to hand out golden tickets. Inevitably, when I talk to you guys, you ask a question I can't answer. And some of the biggest coaster experts in the world are standing up with me in front of the group today, and usually can do a better job on the technical stuff than I can. So please, I just wanted to open it up for questions for you guys for the time we have left. Yes, sir. I'm sorry. Red, what's the Raven Cajun spot, okay? Are we planning a dark ride, and when are we opening on the Raven Cajun spot?
No,
Where-
are you planning something for the
Right. The answer is yes. Long term, I think you guys all know this, but we are very landlocked at Six Flags Great America. For us to do any kind of major expansion in any way without us buying a bunch of land, which becomes more and more difficult to do for a lot of reasons, we have to remove something to do any kind of major expansion. We do that with reservation. We do that with, hesitation. I think our guests have a variety of interests and a variety of ages. From the smallest flat ride to the biggest coaster, we have fans of those rides in our park. So we are very, very careful when we make those decisions. But at the same time, we want to do stuff like add brand new, multi-million-dollar world record-breaking roller coasters as well. So we have a situation that right now where we have some empty space where Raging Cajun used to be. You don't know that it has gone to our park as another Raging Cajun ride at Six Flags America in Maryland, which gives us the ability to use that area for other things. And though we have no specific plans or definite plans, we're going to be using it as a special event area where we'll do some special events in 2014. 2015, 2016, I think you're going to see expansion in that area. And I don't have the definitive answers to that yet. We do long-range plans, 5-year plans, and when we get closer to that time, and all of us participate in making those decisions, when we get closer to that time, we'll make the definitive decision of what's going to go there. So the answer is yes. Something will be there, it just won't be an empty space. The answer is I don't have the specifics of that yet. And I will tell you, one of the major things that we have in terms of the full complement of theme park activities and rides, though we have a dark roller coaster in the dark night, we don't have a specific technical dark ride. And I would love to put one in Six Flags Great America. I think it's great. We support it, and frankly, Goliath when Goliath was decided on, that was a very strong consideration of something else that we had thought about doing for 2014. So we're going to, continue on that process. I will tell you, I would be very excited to do a big-time themed dark ride somewhere in our park. So it's very high on our list of things that, not that we want, but our guests are telling us that they want, and that's the most important. Who else? Questions? Okay.
If we have season passes from other Six Flags parks that don't have the fingerprint, the biometrics, is that going to be a problem, or just use safe passes like we would normally?
That's right. And no problem. There would be no issues. We are hoping that all of our parks are converted relatively quickly, and it won't be an issue. But we'll deal with those as the game. If you have another park and have your picture on that map, then it'll be the same thing as you've always done in terms of entry. I have a bunch. I'm sorry. Yes.
About the other direction. If you have a biometric thing, do you still get a photo pass if you were to go to another park?
Yes. You won't get a photo pass. They will deal with it at that other park when you flip to the other side. And they have systems in place. I mean, Damien can give you more clarity on that. But there's systems in place to deal with that when you get to the other park. There's not going to be kind of obstructed when something like that happens. And I do think, and Damien, I don't know what the timing is, but there's going to be more and more and more parks converting to biometrics. This is going to be a very short-term situation where there's big force. We'll just go in order, yes.
Are you going to do any early processing for the biometric?
The problem is that you don't have to early process. You process actually right at the gate. So when you come for your first visit, you don't have to go to processing in any way. You leave your fingerprint with us. That gets you into the park that day, and then you have that for the rest of the year. You'll get your pass right there at the gate. So there's really no early processing need. You'll just do it when you come to the park. Yes?
Every year when I go, and I love the eagle.
Uh-huh.
I think,
Me too. It's a great ride.
And it gets me very sad.
Uh-huh.
The coaster's more sad than I am actually when it's not racing.
Okay.
Because the coaster that's what it's meant to do.
Right.
Its soul wants to, and there's nothing like it, even when it's slow, looking back and seeing if you're ahead.
Right.
Of course, the operators have to really release them at the same time. And
Sure.
have that, but, I mean, I have seen the park throughout the last 5 years enormously reduce the hours of keeping it racing. And I understand budgets, I understand that, but it's meant to be racing. And I've been one of those people who, every single time I'm there, I've put in a complaint in, and I've also put in positive reports when I see a team doing a great job on V2, for example, the opening last year. So I also do that, but every year, every time I'm there, I'm putting in a complaint about people not racing. And it's really, I mean, that's the coaster. It's something like experience, but there's a lot of people, not like us, who know these coasters. So a lot of these people come out there and they don't do as often as us, and it's their first time, and they're not experiencing a coaster that's supposed to be racing, and they don't know what it's like.
Understand. Yeah, look, the first thing I would say is thank you for your feedback today. Thank you for your feedback when you come to the park. We need to hear the good things, we need to hear the bad things, and we can't react to things that our guests are experiencing that aren't as a Six Flags today, per se, if we don't hear that feedback. So thank you, and I would encourage you to continue, whether it's online, at guest relations, to continue to tell us that we are not meeting your expectations.
Well, it's not just mine, it's just I think about the person never running the Eagle, and they go there and it's not running both sides, and they don't know what that's like, and then the numbers are down, and I worry about that.
No, I understand. I understand your concern, I understand your complaint. And I can tell you, we do the best we can in terms of our ride product. And a lot of times we do adjust to the crowd size, and a lot of times we do adjust to where we think the most appropriate use of our resources is. And sometimes that does mean one side of the
And
equation.
again, you guys wrote it backwards, you guys wrote it, and it's amazing backwards, and we all wanted it, and you did it, so my hat goes off to you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the good
I
feedback.
have to give you the good and bad.
Thank you, I appreciate it. And it's well noted, and I blame Mike Foley for all of it.
But easy on I'm wearing a suit.
Trying away from it. The best thing you guys did last year was Batman backward, Viper backwards, and American Eagle backwards. Hopefully, you will keep that up. Viper and American Eagle, because those are two of the most incredible experiences we ever had.
Well, thank you, and thank you for all the applause for that. We loved it. I mean, it was something new. It was something different. Look, let's all be honest. I loved it tonight. I know there was some applause when the night's not happening this year. I loved the show. I thought it was great. But we also knew we needed to do something for our thrill seekers last year. And that was our solution. We were able to do it. We spent a lot of money on Batman. It's easy to turn a wooden coaster around backwards. It's not easy to turn Batman around. You had to B&M manufactured new chassis for us. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. It was not cheap. It was not an easy thing to do. I'm glad our maintenance people aren't here, because every time we bring it up, they just try to beat me up about it.
Longer than expected, and you only had one, and you were expecting two.
Yeah, it did. It was not an easy process, because you have to protect the integrity of the train. Literally, Walter came over to take a look, make sure we were doing it right the first time that B&M SLC had ever been done. Some of our other parks are going to be doing it next year. I know Magic Mountain is going to be doing it next year. So we got a lot of attention from it. We got a lot of media coverage on it. We did a lot of good things associated with those backwards rides, and you'll see backwards rides until it's like good. Yeah, it's a great question. I think, yes, we have plans for it. I think you will see some kind of rotation or some kind of building on our Screams and Dreams products that we've done in there. Here's the problem. Let me just be honest about this one. It's an expensive thing to run, and there's not a lot of people creating content for theme parks. Most of the places running big, giant screen IMAX or iWorks theaters are science and industry museums and nature museums, and nobody wants to come to Six Flags Great America and talk about photosynthesis. What's that? There's not content being created. We struggle finding the right thing that our guests are going to want to see. So we've done kind of a really, for a lot of you, a historical look at our park, the things that happen with our park and the things that are done at our park. We've done it in-house. I think our entertainment department, Damien leads our entertainment department as well. very, very good quality for doing them in-house. And from a long-term perspective, I think we've got a lot of thoughts. And I think we're going to do different things. We're going to do things that will be exciting, and it's not just going to be continuously running the same things all the time, but looking at the best opportunity, really for a 1,000-seat theater that still has the largest IMAX screen in the world. So we'll be looking. Yeah, 2 more. All right. You already had one, so let's see if anybody else has something. Yes.
I went to Six Flags in St. Louis to get a pass. That's where we got our pass. Well, when we got our pass, they didn't have the coupon booklet. So they're saying that we have to make a trip back, and we were trying to figure out, is there any other way that, that we can get a coupon booklet besides going back to the same park?
Should have done that, Stephen. Here's what I'd say. I would call their guest relations department down there to see if they can send you one. I don't know if they have a way to look it up or can do that. I can't speak for them. I don't know what their policies and procedures are down there. If you went in the fall before there, we wouldn't have had the coupon books for our park in the fall for 14 either. You kind of have to get them after they get printed and such. I don't know when they're going to biometrics, but they could become online, so you don't have to worry about it. But from our perspective, we're not printing coupon books this year. It's going to be right on your pass, and you don't even have to worry about a coupon book. So I would call them before you go back down there and make a special trip.
Are you allowed to get them from another park like this one?
They would be. Our coupons, again, we're not going to have them, number one, and our coupons are going to be for the products that they have down there. So you're going to have them from 6 by 7. Yes, one more, last one. Thank you for standing up. I'm going to be going down. I heard East River Crawler, that's all I got. East River Crawler, it ran last year. Toward the mid-year is when we got it ready. It needed a complete overhaul. It closed a good chunk of 2011, did not run in 2012, and then we opened it up. About mid-year last year. East River Crawler. 4th of July last year. It opened up and then ran the rest of the season and ran great. So it's back and better than ever. So. All right. Thank you. Thanks for having us here. We're honored. Thanks for inviting us here. Other than the golden ticket, we do have one more surprise. We're ready to announce. Ready to announce our 2015 capital.
It's a dumpster. Go.
A dark ride.
New for 2015 from the thrill park that brought you Batman backwards and Viper backwards. Six Flags Great America introduces Rigid Bull in the Dark. Experience a 208-foot plunge at speeds of 73 miles per hour in total darkness.